Welcome to the Nanoacoustic Skin Revitalization webinar about the Hollywood Spectra from Lutronic.
So the hypersurge resonator is basically an ability to generate really high intensity pulses very quickly. And telebeam allows basically those peaks and troughs to be evened out in this beautiful kind of dome-shaped distribution of energy. So when you fire laser at a point, you're pretty much guaranteeing that that spot is what's being treated evenly. You can see this little shockwave that kind of goes there, which even a pico device doesn't have. And the reason this can be done is because the hypersurge and telebeam together gives you better results in terms of preventing lateral damage, effective pigment clearance, and this also prolongs secondary collagen stimulation. This laser is a 1064 532 nanometer wavelength laser, so it can be really used to treat a wide variety of pigmented conditions. This pigmented spot, which is so common, and this treated it really just beautiful. Nevus of Oda, which is a very difficult to treat type of birthmark, but you can see this just cleared beautifully as well. I find this to be the best tattoo removal laser on the market. I've tried many. It's so effective, so fast, and it really is a safe device to treat tattoos. The PTP Plus is a specific type of way the laser can fire the pulses. So instead of just one big peak pulse, you can break that energy up into smaller and smaller fragments. So each time you fire a laser, for example, PTP4 is going to give you kind of 4 mini pulses in a row. This is the safest way you can use to treat skin that likes to rebound in terms of pigmentation and melasma. So this is very fast, kind of very easy to treat, and it's safe to use on all skin types. This is beautiful results with melasma. And this is one of my patients. So you can see just after 2 treatments, this melts away. And this type of melasma is really difficult to treat. Another one of my patients, really spectacular results.
We've already applied the carbon layer onto the face, and it's been dried. So now we can approach the first part of the laser treatment.
So you can see that immediate glow. It's such a beautiful result. Acne peel, which is very similar to Hollywood laser peel, there's an extra step you can do to additionally treat active acne. One of the capabilities that I had in my old Pico device was that it had a fractional microbeam that was not yet available on the Hollywood Spectra, and now it has arrived.
Thanks, Dr. Wang. We wanted to develop a device that fit the very big gap between the traditional Q-switch nano lasers and the picosecond lasers, and there's quite a huge gap between those two products, whether it be reliability, effectiveness on tattoos, safety, and so forth. And one of the things missing from the nano-based devices, because they just don't have the peak power, is this ability to generate LIOBs, or laser-induced optical breakdowns, in a microbeam pattern. And the key part of this is that in telebeam and the hypersurge, that nanoacoustic pulse. But it's this true combination and this very high peak acoustic pressure that has allowed us to bring a microbeam handpiece that has literally indistinguishable performance characteristics compared to pico microbeam handpieces. So this is a 3-stage optic. You can actually change the focal plane of these microbeams. Sometimes you want to treat, revitalize in the epidermis. Sometimes you want to be in the upper layer of the dermis, and sometimes you want to be in the deep dermis. And sometimes you want to be in all three. On the left-hand side, you're seeing the Hollywood Spectra with the MDF handpiece compared to the Pico Plus with the MDF handpiece. There is absolutely a negligible difference between the two. We could have all the reliability of the Spectra line of devices, millions of pulses without any problem. And we could hypersurge it to get even more pico-like effects, but then we could add on this MDF, this microbeam optic, and actually go toe-to-toe with even our own picosecond device.
This is one of the original articles that were published highlighting some of the key components of how this new device is very effective. You can see the different depths that are created. All the histology and pathology is so important. As a dermatopathologist, this is kind of the way we assess truth from the histopathological perspective, as well as just the clinical perspective, which is what you care about, and which is what your patients care about. There's versatility in the treatments, right? So there's revitalization and large pores and acne scars, and actually many other things you can use to treat with it. Not painful at all, surprisingly, for something that's so effective. So the clinical value is that basically you can stimulate a lot of collagen with low amounts of downtime, really just 1 to 3 days of redness. This was the result after 3 treatments. Obviously, the patient was extremely satisfied. I do find it to be very easy to use as well.
Thank you to everyone, and have a good evening.